Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm meeting Tim Cook today. I'm definitely really good today.
I'm meeting you today, so this is my privilege.
Oh, thank you. Really? Oh, I'm just a
Yes.
22-year-old Chinese university student, and you are the CEO of Apple. Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, I just heard that you woke up like 4 a.m. every day and go to the gym. Is that true?
It's pretty true.
Man.
All of us have things that we do to stay energetic and to sort of clean our minds out. And mine is to get up early and go to the gym. It's the part of the day I control. And so I love to work out and then to start the day fresh.
Yeah, but I always wanted to do the same thing, but I'm just too lazy, you know. I'm just too lazy. Like, I go to the gym. I think I should work harder. Yeah, I should work harder, and I should get myself a better Apple Watch to support that. I don't know.
You know, I didn't get up at 4 a.m. when I was a student either, though. So don't worry about that.
Thank you. Okay, let's get started. Tim, it's such a privilege to talk to you today. I've been a fan of Apple product for a very long time, and you know about Apple product more than anyone in the world. Congratulations on the iPhone 12 lineup. It has so many new features. But, you know, creating new things every year must be a very stressful process for you guys. I mean, how you guys do it? How Apple prepare for all those new things every year?
You know, there's no one formula for innovation. But what we do is we have a culture of creativity and a culture of collaboration. And these two things together, when they intersect, create enormous innovation. You know, you put people together that have different skills, that look at the world differently. Maybe they're from different places. They have different backgrounds. Some are software experts. Some are hardware. Some are services. Some may be musicians and artists. But you put them all together on a common purpose to design an incredible product. And it is amazing what can come out of it.
So innovation is about putting people together, putting creative and different people together.
Putting people together that are diverse in an inclusive kind of environment where people can feed off of one another, feed off the energy. And, you know, you pick people that care enough, that really want to develop the best products in the world. And they care enough to call somebody up at midnight when they've just had a great idea and to try to take, because they know that if they share the idea, that they can make that idea go further. That 1 + 1 has always been more than 2 at Apple. And so that's how we do it. And by the way, I appreciate your comment about iPhone 12. We're having an incredible time with it. I really believe that 2020 was our top year of innovation ever, between the phones and the watch and the iPads and M1.
Yeah, M1. I love M1. I have a M1 MacBook Air, and that thing just have long-lasting battery life. You know, I never killed the battery on that machine. It just like lasts forever. That's really cool.
It's kind of jaw-dropping, isn't it? It's unexpected.
Yeah. Yes, it's just like out of nowhere, and Apple used some black magic to make the computer last all day. Yeah, that's really cool.
And it screams. It's so fast.
Yeah, it's really fast.
We're getting such great comments on it. I'd encourage everyone to try it out.
Yeah, I'm a Final Cut editor, and I just love that machine, which performs much better than my 16-inch MacBook Pro. But is there any feature that are developed based on Chinese consumers' feedback?
Oh, there's a ton of features there that are, you know, whether it's specific keyboards, whether it's the QR code mode. 5G in a lot of ways was energized in China because China is so far ahead in the coverage model for 5G.
Yes.
Junction view in maps because of the complex intersections and so forth. Night mode.
Night mode
was another one where the inspiration for night mode came from China. And so we listen very carefully to our customers there and wind up creating things based on that is then given to the world. So yeah, we get a lot of feedback from China.
Talking about customers' feedback, my grandma always wanted to learn how to use an iPhone. so she can watch my videos and make FaceTime calls. But at the meantime, she found it really hard to learn to use an iPhone. What can Apple do to give wings to the elderly into the digital world?
Well, we try really hard to design our products for everyone. And we try very hard to design the product like the mind works. So you don't have to have an instruction manual. You can pick it up and it works as though you thought the way that you would think it would work. But we do things like we have classes in Apple Retail where we'd love to train your grandmother on using iPhone right there in the class. We have telephone support and so forth for people that need that. But our hope is, and our desire is always to design the product in such a way that it works as you would expect it to do so that no instruction is needed.
Yeah, that's the best way to use a product. You don't have to actually learn it. You just grab it and you naturally know how to use it.
Exactly. That is our objective. And sometimes, if you're using Final Cut, you may need a little more help there. And so we have classes in our retail stores to help customers. And I've sat in on a number of those classes, and it's amazing how fast people can learn.
Yes, and I do hope that everybody can learn all these technologies because it's such an important way to communicate with other people. Just like if you don't know how to use a smartphone, it's just been left out for the entire world.
I totally agree because so much of our lives are on the smartphone, and there's nowhere that's more true than in China. From eating to delivery to banking to paying to your health record, everything is on the phone.
Yeah, and we use QR code for everything. We use that all the time. That's pretty cool. And you have been to China for many times during the past few years. I mean, what's your most
many times
memorable part of your visit in China?
Well, I always love interfacing with the people. And so I'd love to go to our stores to talk to customers to see what's on their minds. I love the history in China and the arts. Last year I went to the Palace Museum in Beijing. They were celebrating their 600th anniversary. This for me is unbelievable because there's nothing in the U.S. that's obviously 600 years old. And it was so fantastic being there. The Modern Art Museum in Shanghai is another place that was incorporating augmented reality into their exhibits. Fantastic. But if I say one thing, it's about people. It's meeting people. It's meeting developers to see what developers are working on. There's some incredible entrepreneurs in China that are pushing the envelope and really doing incredible work. It's customers and seeing what customers do with our products. The largest reward we get for our work is seeing what other people do with it. Like yourself, you use our products in your work, and so I'm so excited to understand sort of what your process is.
Yeah, my process, it's actually quite interesting. The most useful Apple product that I use is not something really big. It's actually the default Notes app on my iPhone. I use that to write every script on my video. It's not because it got some advanced feature. It's just simply because, I write the script on my MacBook and it just automatically appears on my iPad and my iPhone with the iCloud. I can edit wherever I want. It's just so convenient. I really love that feature. And I just said I edit all my videos on a 16-inch MacBook Pro with the Final Cut Pro 10. And, student around my age, one thing that I found that we use Apple Pencil and iPad a lot. Like you walk into a classroom.
For taking notes?
Yeah. 5 out of 10 are taking notes directly with their Apple Pencil on their iPad because it's just really convenient. So I do think that better writing experience on tablet is really important. Even though we are not all drawing, we just writing words. It's still very useful for students like us.
I agree. Yeah, I use the pencil significantly as well. And I use the Notes app. I use the Notes app for ideas, to record ideas so that I won't forget about them. And it's probably my most used app as well, other than maybe email.
Yeah, I mean, you read a lot of emails every day, right?
lots of email from customers and so forth.
Yeah. Just people always tell me that Tim Cook like actually reads those emails from customers. That's quite amazing. You're like the busiest person on this planet, and you still read every single one of them. But do you remember any specific email like sent you by customer?
Oh, I remember one that came in about a 7-year-old boy in Shanghai that is already teaching people how to code. It's unbelievable. The youngest age that I know of in the world.
Like using Swift and Xcode and all that.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely amazing. I don't think I have the coding ability to teach other people how to code. You know, I actually major in engineering, and I'm not really good at coding, so I really respect that.
Yeah, it's amazing what people can do.
And there's still other question, like many rural children in China, they don't have access to all those advanced technologies to help them learn. But you are the Tsinghua SEM board chair. What's your advice of making sure that education is accessible to everyone?
Well, it's an honor and a privilege to be the SEM board chair. I'm having a great time doing that and meeting many of the students there. The talent in the student body is unbelievable. And so it's a real privilege. We've always viewed at Apple that education is the great equalizer of people. And so in China, we're helping with the CDRF, and they're focused on raising children out of poverty. And that means for us providing our technology out in schools. And we've been really impressed there with what we've seen. We've designed curriculum like everyone can create and everyone can code, and we've just given it away for everyone because we believe that coding and creativity are two of the important skills of the future.
Yes, I always wanted to learn how to code, and I do think the app Playground helps a lot. I love that.
Yes.
Nice Swift Playground. That's really helpful.
We've tried to make it very simple. We've tried to make it as simple to learn as our products are to use.
And actually, I learned all of my, video skills on the internet. So I do think that those tutorials really helps. They're really helpful.
I agree. It's amazing what you can learn there.
And, Mr. Cook, from my observation, you are like really passionate about your work. Like you don't like many other people, like they are tired or they don't want to go to work. You are really passionate about it. Is that an innate passion that you're just born with, or is something that you slowly developed during your work process?
Well, I think you have to feed it, like you have to feed yourself, and so far you have to ensure that you're constantly working on it. And the way that I do that is I surround myself with people I love to work with. And if you surround yourself with people that you love to work with, then you feed off their energy. If you talk to young people a lot, the younger generation is idealistic and believe they can change the world, which they can. And we believe we can change the world for the better. And so it's that belief that gets me up every morning and to charge again, to sort of ask the question of what am I doing for other people? And if you keep asking yourself that over and over, it will drive you. It'll provide the magnetic field that it takes to keep moving forward.
Yes, because at the end of the day, just realize that money doesn't matter, wealth doesn't matter. The most important thing is the happiness from helping other people.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Cook.
Thank you. So what's it like being a senior?
I don't know. I feel pretty energetic every day. I pretty much just, jump to work, jump to my classroom every day. I just like jump in. I just feel really happy, I guess. I feel really energetic, and I feel I can do a lot of things, but at the meantime, I know nothing. I can do nothing. You know that when you want to do good in an area, you gotta spend all that time and energy into it. But at the meantime, you were too young to actually be good at anything. Like shooting videos, but there are so many cool video directors in the world, and I'm just shooting videos in my living room, in my bedroom. This is actually my bedroom. I grew up in this place.
Really? It's quite the studio now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have some really cool lights in here. And yes, we got a lot of cinema camera, and yeah, it's a good start. I hope this gets better in the future.
It's incredible how popular you've become.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Cook. Is there any advice that you want to give to like graduates like us, how to find a job that we actually like?
Well, you know, my old boss, Steve, said something. He said something very profound. He said, "You'll know it when you find it, and if you haven't found it yet, you should keep looking, because you want the passion. You want to feel this passion that you're working for a good reason. That what you're doing matters in the world. That you're making a difference in the world, and if you find that, it makes all the difference in the world." And you will know it when you find it because you will feel it. You'll be able to get up every morning and feel refreshed and charged up, ready to go again. And if you don't, you won't. And so I would say to everyone out there if they haven't found it yet, to keep looking. They will find it.
Yeah, so I just keep looking, and when I found it, I just know it. I don't have to other people to tell me what's the best job for me. I just know what's the best for myself.
Yeah, stay very curious. Stay curious enough to keep pulling the string to find out where it takes you next. You'll find all sorts of things.
That's really important. And Tim, one thing I really respect you is that you don't avoid talking about Steve Jobs. You know, if I were you, I don't want to talk about my legendary ex-boss all the time, but you're really comfortable with it. I really respect that.
Yeah, well, thank you. I love Steve, and his DNA is still the foundation of the company, and always will be. I revere him and wish that he were still here.
Yeah, we all wish that. And, you know, I came from not a really big city in China. And I'm talking to Tim Cook right now, so I do have to thank Internet for that.
It has been wonderful talking with you. This has been a year that we've needed resilience like no other. And I can't wish enough happiness and health and all of those things that sometimes we take for granted, but we've been reminded of the last year of how important they are. There's an old English and Chinese saying about we're all in the same boat. And I do believe that. I believe we're all in the same boat and we can do amazing things together. We can get out of this pandemic together. There's so many things that we can do together.
And that's all my questions. And I just hope you have a great day. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.